Happy Friday, everybody. Today I'm going to be transplanting some of my new little seedlings into their own individual pots. Now, rather than putting them in cups or some of these little planters or styrofoam cups, what I do is I put them in paper pots, and I make those very easily. And I do this every year, and then I just pot the paper pot right into the soil. The roots can grow through it. It decomposes. It's just great for the environment. It's all good. So let me show you how I make these pots. They're very simple, and then we're gonna do a little bit of transplanting. So what I do is I take an old bottle. I like this one. It was actually given to me by a friend. It's got a really deep indentation in the bottom of it, so it's gonna make a really nice pot. So let me show you how I do that. Now, truly, this could not be easier. All you're gonna do is lay your bottle down and get, the size of pot that you want. I'm actually I use a half sheet of newspaper, and what I'm gonna do, I want kind of a long pot because these are gonna be my tomatoes and dahlias first. So I'm just gonna roll the pot, simple as can be. Doesn't have to be super, neat or anything like that. All you're gonna do is roll it up, just like so, and you're going to take the bottom, and I think these are going to be a little bit long, so basically I just cut off a little bit of the bottom just because this is a pretty big pot. But all I'm going to do is push the paper down in the bottom of the bottle, and we're just going to twist it, and you have a pot. So what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of soil as I make these pots. I think what I'll do is make about 4 of them, and I'll show you how I transplant them. Let me make another one just so you can see what I'm talking about. Super, super, super simple. Again, these are a little bit longer pot because I really want them to be able to have lots of nice big roots for my tomatoes. Tomato plants have really big roots. So we're just gonna roll it. I'm gonna cut a little bit of it off just because these are a little bit long for what I'm trying to do. But all I'm gonna do is just push these in the bottom of the bottle, like so, and I have a pot. Kind of twist the bottle off. Now you can kind of bend down the top if you want it to look a little bit neater, however you want to do it, but you know what, this is just aesthetic. You really don't have to do anything. It's really easy. So there's a second pot. So I'm going to do a few of these, and then I'll show you how I pot up my plants. So what I really like about this is look how long these pots are. You'll see when I take one of these little seedlings out, look at already how long those roots are. They're so long. Look at that. So what we're gonna do is just make a little hole, kind of a little indentation for that longest root. We're just gonna set the pot in here. We're just gonna put some soil right along the top of it. This is gonna give lots of room for these tomato plants to grow. These are called an early girl tomato. And what I like is that we can put these out at the same time with the other tomatoes, and we're actually gonna get tomatoes a little bit earlier than the ones we would normally get. So as you can see, this is one of the tomatoes that I just potted, and they just come out beautiful. This is just such an easy and economical way to do it. Look at this long root here. Isn't that something? So again, we're going to just make a little hole down in the middle for that root. We really don't want to disturb it any more than we have to, but we're going to put some soil around it. And now these little pots and these little planters are going to have just enough room so that by the time spring is completely here and we're ready to put these out, these plants are going to be ready to just put right down in the garden. It's going to work out just fantastic. So I'm going to work on these a little while. I've got quite a few plants to do, and then I'll show you after they're all potted up what they look like. Now there are a couple things that I want to point out to you. Because this dirt will settle a little bit, I pack it down just a little bit, very lightly. You just want to make sure that as the dirt settles that there's enough dirt for the plants to, to be able to grow. So what I also like about this is, in a regular pot, you've got to worry about drainage holes on the bottom. Does it have enough room so they can grow, that kind of thing. With this, the water just permeates through the newspaper. So it just makes a great growing medium. I really like making these pots. And I think the third thing that makes them, really attractive is the fact that, I don't know about you, but for me, I always plant more seeds than I think I have room to grow. So I like to give them away to friends and family. And the problem I have with that is that oftentimes I don't get my pots back or whatever. But these, whoever you give it to, they can just throw it in their own backyard, their own planting, and go from there. So those are just a couple little things I wanted to point out to you. So the only thing is, be prepared because a lot of the print does come off on your fingertips. So I'm going to go wash my hands, and I'm going to show you exactly how these pots fit in my tray, and we'll go from there. So I think this was a success. I just want to show you some of my tomato plants that I've started. These are the little pots and how they came out. I've watered all of these individually, and you can see I've got quite a few of them in my tray. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. 15, 18, we've got 18 plants to a tray. So they fit in here really nicely. These will actually take about another 3 to 4 weeks before they're ready to go out in the garden. I think we're second, third week of March. So in my area, we can start planting out as soon as the last frost is hit. So I'm thinking probably mid-April, maybe 1st of May. But we will harden them off for a week when they get a little bit bigger. But these are my yellow pear. I've got some Kellogg breakfast tomatoes. I've got some Brandywines and some early girls. So I'm going to keep working on these. I hope this is a motivation to you if you want to do things that are a little bit better for the environment and work out really good for you, your friends, your plants, all kinds of things. Maybe your friends are your plants. But give it a try. This is super simple. Try to get some kind of a bottle or a jar or something, whatever it is you want to use, that's got an indentation on the bottom. It just makes it a lot easier to, get the paper to stay. And once it's filled with soil, I mean, it's going to be just fine. It's not going anywhere. So I know there's more difficult ways to make them, but this is easy, quick, and does the trick. So thanks for watching today. I hope that you will give this a try, and happy gardening, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.